Hello and welcome to Fit to Box channel. I'm Simon, full-time boxing coach, and I'm here today on Fit to Box channel with John Doherty, here to show you two new products from the boxing hand grenade. Now, you will remember that there's a couple of videos on the channel of the boxing hand grenade, which obviously is the fist loader, which you can check out the videos on my channel for that. But now, John is going into, as part of his range, we have got the Spice Bomb warm-up balm, and we've also got the Ice Bomb, and that's like a cooling off balm, and I'm going to show you with John today what these are about. So, John, welcome
Thank you very much, Simon.
Telford Amateur Boxing Club, and we're here, I've got my towel, I'm sitting astride me chair, and now John is going to show us how these work. So we've got boxing hand grenade, Spice Bomb, warm-up balm, 50 millilitres knuckle wax. We'll just open it up. Sort of if I can show you there. See, I've used a bit of it already. And then John is going to talk us through. So if I give you that.
No problemo. So basically what we've got here is a wax that we've developed to provide a warm-up to boxers specifically. And it is designed specifically to work on the hand. That's not to say that it couldn't be used in other areas of the body, but it's not oily and it's not greasy. It's more about being waxy, and it just provides a medium for people to either massage their own hand, or you could, for example, have a coach who perhaps is going to take the time to massage your hand. But you'll notice that it's not greasy, it's not oily, it's waxy, and it very quickly dissolves down into that nice medium for massage. And that there has basically got a combination of carrier oils, waxes, but the main ingredients where you get the warming effect from is the pure essential oils. So we've got black pepper, we've got rosemary, we've got benzoin, cinnamon, we've got clove. So there's a lot of very bioactive ingredients in there. And what we're doing, I mean, there's techniques in massage, obviously. You've got all these different, very specific techniques, but we're being quite intuitive. We're stretching out the muscles. And if you consider the anatomy of the hand, you've got 27 bones, you've got 27 joints, you've got 34 muscles, you've got over 100 tendons and ligaments, and then beyond that, you've got blood vessels, you've got nerves. So the hands are ultra complex. And look at the trauma they go through. And we ignore them. We warm up our body, we stretch our body, but what about the hands? We all that complexity in mind.
And so this is really warming up the hands before you put your hand wraps on. I mean, in all the years of me doing boxing, I've never warmed up my hands. Never. And to be fair, I've never known sort of something like this that I could use to do that. So this is a Spice Bomb, and it smells. It's a lovely smell to it. What's the flavour? I'm going to say what the flavour. Nobody get eating this, but what's the flavour?
Well, to be fair, I have tested it so vigorously and rigorously. I've actually tasted it, and it tastes horrible.
I'm not going to taste it.
I've had to put it near my eyes to test it. It's not been tested on animals, but it had to be tested.
It's been tested on John.
It's been tested on
Brilliant.
John, and I've used it in all sorts of imaginative ways to make sure it's not going to have a majorly adverse effect on people.
Okay, and you're still here today?
I'm still here today.
And
I'm okay, I'm alright.
That's good.
Sort of.
That's good.
Now you feel that is relaxing the muscles of your hands. When you consider all those details of the complexity of what goes on, the trauma goes on with your hand, but I think beyond being massaged by a coach or a massage therapist, I believe that self-massage is a way ahead. We can massage our own hands with us. And we learn about our hands. You'll notice if you've got any aches and pains, you've got any particular areas that feel uncomfortable. But ultimately, this is about boosting the circulation. It's about aiding the recovery of tension in the muscles of the hands. What you don't want to do is wrap tense hands, and everybody does.
Okay, everybody does.
Everybody does. And then they hit a bag, and then you get injured. So it's injury-proofing yourself. You're less likely to be injured if you. It's the same as the body. Before you go into spa, You'll be skipping, you'll be doing a little bit of bag work, you might be on pads or whatever.
Yeah.
You'll prepare to go in there,
Yeah.
but yet your hands get ignored. So I'll show you some basic techniques here. This is just knuckling. You'll see we're literally just knuckling the area. That's something that you could do literally to yourself.
Right.
And then we're just using the thumbs. We can have friction, so cross fibre friction,
Yeah.
and then just rotations.
So your background?
Well, back in the 90s, I studied health, fitness and sports performance. So I was studying alongside sports therapy students. I done massage myself, so I done the course Swedish massage.
Yeah.
With sports application, I done holistic clinical aromatherapy massage.
Yeah.
And the use of the oils and the chemistry, and that was also for a sports application.
Yeah.
For example, at that time, it was the Australian Institute of Sport was really conducting most of the studies, and in the US and in Germany, and they were looking at things like essential oil of black pepper, which is in this spice bomb blend, and just how it offered vasodilation. So it was opening up the blood vessels. We were using it in our calves, we were using it in our quads, and it was warming the muscles. It's like a cheat.
So
you get into.
This can be used if, so say I've got my bad shoulder.
Good question.
It can be put onto my shoulder as well.
It can. Although it's a knuckle wax and I've designed it specifically for the hands,
Right.
it could be utilised.
I'm doing that. I'm going to self-massage into my shoulder. Okay. Look at that arm on there. Dear me, man of my age. It looks great, that does. Okay, so I'm putting that onto my shoulder, and that will give me sort of some benefits.
It'll warm up the area, yep. It'll provide a warm up for the area. Any tension that's there, it'll aid you in that relaxation of the muscle.
Yeah.
And it's the warming effect. It's a warm up. We want to be warm before we exercise.
Okay.
If we ain't warm, if we're cold, we've got a far greater chance of injuring ourselves. That's the thing. And it's not just muscles, it's about the ligaments, the tendons.
Yeah.
You know, this is the key.
Yeah. And it does smell nice. It's not offensive. Sometimes you put some stuff on, it's quite offensive in terms of you're like, oh, you know, what's that smell? But that's not the case with it. It's a very pleasant smell.
It's nice, it's
Very
spicy.
pleasant smell.
What I'm doing here is I'm just pulling on the fingers, so we're lengthening all the joints. We're putting them under a little bit of strain. We're not looking for clicking and popping. That's not. It might happen, but we're literally just working through. I mean, if you consider the carpals here, so spend some time working in the carpals, metacarpals, phalanges, just working through. Keep it basic. It doesn't have to be anything supersonic. It's just application of the wax and warming the hands up, and that is something literally we can do for ourselves. There's working with the thumb, the knuckles, and even just raking the knuckles against the back of the hands, working in between the bones, just working the thumb in, and you'll have areas where you've got aches and pains. There's areas where you're going to feel more tension in other places. I mean, as you know, I'm obsessed with hand protection, and I believe that as part of hand protection, it's hand care. And a lot of boxers are not looking after their hands.
That's where they come from, was the fact to sort of give more, if you've got injuries, that if you was to use them in the gloves on the bags, that you're sort of protecting your hand. And this is sort of an extension from John of that. It really feels, you can see
it's warming.
It feels good, it's warming, and also as you're doing that, I mean, as I say, I've never had a hand massage before, but it does make sense. We have back massages, leg massages, you know, and full body massages, and the hands are always neglected. In boxing, you know, these are our tools, and they're always the most thing that's most neglected, which is bizarre.
It tends to be the case.
I've had that done. Fairly good. I've put the hand wraps on. I've done my workout. I'll put the guns away. There. So now we're gonna. I've had my bandages on. I've done my workout. Just wipe it off. And then we're going on to the Ice Bomb Cooling Balm. Okay. So again, that's in the blue. As you can see, that cool. So the cool colour, as opposed to the first one, which was a warmer colour. And then onto there. And so after the workout, what's the benefit of this?
So what we've got in the Ice Bomb is we've got a combination of pure essential oils such as wintergreen, peppermint, and tea tree. So we've got that anti-inflammatory, antiseptic, cooling effect. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll just take a bit of that, and the best way to take it off is just with the back of the nail, and that'll just cut. It'll cut well in terms of how it comes off of the tin, and then we just apply it. And you don't need much. A little of this will go a very, very long way. You can feel that straight away, how much wax that's actually put on you. Yeah. And it's the same principle, you know, the same principle for application.
And a different smell.
A different smell, yeah, because it's that peppermint, tea tree, wintergreen, very cooling, as I say, anti-inflammatory, antiseptic. Although the warming one also has natural antiseptic, antispasmodic, antiviral, antimicrobial properties. It's, you know, when we throw around the word aromatherapy, it puts a lot of people off, especially us blokes. We're like, oh, that's for cosmetics. But actually, if you consider in ancient Rome, the Colosseum and any other gladiatorial arena in that period, the gladiators were massaged with fragrant oils that were referred to often as perfumes of war.
Oh, okay.
So they were massaged before they went into the arena to relax them, because, you know, although they were gladiators, they probably had a lot of tension. They're about to go and potentially die. Yeah. They were massaged with fragrant oils. And it's a shame that aromatherapy and the use of these pure essential oils, which is chemistry, it's chemistry ultimately. Yeah, yeah. And they're not all.
So these are out now, both of these, and what's the cost of them?
These are £9.99 each. Okay. And although it's a 50ml tin, there's actually 60 grams of product in there. So it's 60 grams of solid balm.
Yeah, and you haven't really used a lot.
No, tiny amount.
And that's one application. Obviously that's for one hand, and you do two hands, but as you can see from that there's hardly any that has come out. So that would last a good while.
It would last a long time. And what I would say is always ensure that you get the lid on, just to keep, you know, it'll help to preserve it. Yeah. You know, help to preserve it. Yeah.
And that really, you know, that whole process of massaging the hand, having never had a hand massage before, obviously with sort of the warm-up balm and also the cooling off balm, it just actually feels great. And also, I think that I could be able to do that, perhaps not as good, but a good job of that for myself, especially with like injuries and just rubbing them on, just knowing that that's going to help. So
you'll find as well that your gloves don't smell as much because of the potency of these. I mean, you smell your hands now; it's very strong, and that will go through your hand wraps also. Okay. And then you're going to have that antiseptic impact within the glove because it's bacteria build up that causes the bad aroma. So if your hands are clean before you wrap and you apply some spice bomb, and then you've got them inside your gloves are going to retain some of that aromatherapeutic, you know, the aroma of it. Because it's volatility. If you can smell something, it's because of the volatility. The chemical compounds are so small, they mix with the atmosphere, and that's why you can smell it.
So it's helping the hand, but actually another side benefit is actually your gloves will smell less. Okay, and let me tell you, in the gym you do smell some of the gloves that are out there, absolutely disgusting. So let's just have one last little show to the camera. So we have got Spice Bomb there, and then we have got Ice Bomb there. Absolutely superb. If that's the sort of thing that you think that would benefit you, I mean, if you've got injuries and things like that, you want to take care of your hands before you have injuries, like injury prevention. But if you actually got, say, a knuckle or something, this will help.
Even without the actual massage, you know, for myself, the reason I even came up with the idea of the boxing hand grenade originally was because of the damage caused to my own hands. I had a lot of aches and pains in my hands. I could hardly close my hands. But in terms of this cooling one, the Ice Bomb, you don't even necessarily require to massage these in. Okay. You may just apply them and then leave them. You're still going to get a warm, exactly. You're going to get a warming effect from the Ice Bomb. You're going to have a cooling effect. A warming effect from the Spice Bomb and a cooling effect from the Ice Bomb without going through the massage. And sometimes massage may even be contraindicated. Let's say you've got the classic boxer's
What's that mean?
fracture. if you've got, let's say, you have had the fracture, you know,
Yeah.
that fifth metacarpal, that bone,
Yeah.
you wouldn't want to be massaging that.
Yeah, 'cause
you
it's-
might just want to apply something gently.
Yeah.
So it would just be a gentle application, and then in due course you might get some massage to help with scar tissue and to drain it and to soothe it. But there is some times where there could be swelling, and if there is swelling, you wouldn't want to be massaging a swollen hand.
Yeah, of course.
But you might just make a bit of an application of the wax for its therapeutic properties without massage. Yeah,
Cool.
and that's important to consider as well.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I mean, there is, in terms of other things that are on the market, I don't want to, name anybody, but there is ointments and there is balms like bright red and bright white balms, for example, that are very volatile. They're very, very strong. I've used them myself. I don't dislike them, but in the application of using on the hands, these are far less potent.
Okay.
I've used a red ointment on my hand before,
Yeah.
and even after I washed it off after a few minutes, because it felt like it was burning my skin,
Yeah.
I still could feel it for like hours after.
Yeah.
Whereas this is skin friendly, and the volatility level is far lower. Still has a therapeutic effect without feeling like your hand's melting. Because you don't want to be putting something on your hand and then wrapping your hand, putting it in boxing gloves. That's probably going to be very uncomfortable at least.
Yeah, absolutely. So, onto your website, which is
www.boxinghandgrenade.com.
okay, where obviously you can find sort of the boxing hand grenades, but you can also find these the Spice Bomb and also the Ice Bomb that are on there. And Johnny's working on some pretty exciting stuff, let me tell you, so there'll be more stuff to come on the channel. But thank you very much for coming today.
Pleasure,
and
I've
also
enjoyed it.
for the
Very
hand
welcome.
massage. I've
You're
never had
very
hand
welcome.
massage before. Does that hand look younger? It feels good. It feels good, and the ointments and the balms felt really good as he was applying them on there. So check them out, and if you think that will benefit you, then as I say, there's the website for you to go on. So thank you very much, John.
Very welcome. Thank you very much for having me on. Appreciate it.
No problem, no problem. And hope you enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe to Fit to Box channel, and I shall speak to you soon.